I am so excited to talk about this match. My very favorite match of my career. This filmed by my sister and Gary Roberts of RMTV. The link is below to see the original piece. There's so much for me to talk about as Jode. There's so much Ottawa High Hookers. Ron Bath. Oh my God, there's so much to talk about. This was at the Mike Gould Classic, 2006. You see that? Look at the crowd. It was a different time. People didn't have really cell phones yet. Mike Gould Classic. Travis. And that's what Mike did for years. Mike Gould. Mike, if it wasn't for Mike Gould, Ontario arm wrestling wouldn't be the way it is today. Mike Gould put on this event for like 20 years. Probably best event annually in North America. So I'm going to be pulling Ron Bath. At this time, Ron Bath is ranked the number 3 guy in North America. It's John, probably Travis, and then I would say Ron Bath ahead of Jerry. So, yeah, we're having a super match for, I don't remember how much money it was, but it is a 3 out of 5, right hand. This is the era of pulling John, so a lot of excitement in the arm wrestling world right now. I didn't really know what I was getting into when I started to arm wrestle with him. I watched Marcio arm wrestle him, and he had some pretty good luck on the outside. So that was kind of my strategy going in. I was like, okay, I'm gonna top roll this guy. Hey, look at that house. There's Mike. Dave Hicks, probably one of the most decorated arm wrestlers in Canada and the world, is the ref, along with Keith Michelle. So we had like the best refs. And so right away, Ron has the better hand. You can see, even though the slip was good, you could see my hand dump a little bit. So I remember thinking I was going to try and work the outside. And that's all I really knew going into the match. Right? Long time ago. It's basically 15 years, 14 years ago. So, interesting time of my life. I'm still pretty healthy. Oh, and look. I was going to say, I think they're using the old school strap. I think this is before they switched it to the fair strap. My very favorite match of my entire career right here. For so many reasons. We're close. You can see I hit top. I don't quite have enough to get his hand to bend back. And I'm thinking right now, I'm like, okay, he's got me, but I'm going to try and get as much out of him as possible, and I'm going to try and foul. So, you know, I intentionally foul. This is WAF rules, so a foul gets you a restart. You hear Travis, who's always got my back. Travis is always supporting me no matter what I do. There's Joe. Right? How does Travis get a mic in a Canadian bar, Canadian event? How does that guy do that? Anyway, so at this point, I am trying to make Ron tired. There's Gary Goodrich, world champ, UFC guy, stepping in, try and get a little bit of Canadian spirit on the mic. So I'm thinking the same thing. I remember I'm like, I'm gonna hit this dude's hand. Now, I'm coming off of a very interesting time of my life. This is March, and I've been back for like a month from a 6-month tour, as John was saying. It was a war. Anyways, I was just coming back from Afghanistan, actually. So I was just coming off of a 6-month deployment where it was like my first combat tour, and a lot of things happened. I got shot. I got fragged in the hand. So, and the whole time I was over there, I was thinking about coming back and pulling at the Mike Wu Classic. All right, so this is still round one. So this is a 2-foul system. So 2 fouls and you lose. So we both weighed in. I think we both weighed in at 220 this day. Mike used to have a 220-pound class at the Mike Wu Classic. And better start by me. Nice hit. But you see, Ron is committing that shoulder, and I'm staying on the hand. And I'm still just thinking, I'm just going to tire that hand as much as I can. I'm already thinking that this match is lost. But I know that I've got hand position on him, and it's hurting him. Every single second I can keep this match alive, it's hurting him more and more and more. That's the thing about hand control in a super match. And that's the thing about Ron Bath, is you can take his hand and he will follow up with the shoulder. So I learned that about him. But even though I lost, that round took more out of Ron Bath than it took out of me. And I knew that. So that was a good thing. Getting back to what I was doing before. So I was coming off of a 6-month tour. It was a rough tour for me a little bit. I remember at the beginning of the tour, like 2 or 3 weeks into the tour, I'm getting coached by Barb Zalepa there. 2 or 3 months into the tour, I get what so many soldiers who go over to Afghanistan get. That's the number one woman in Canadian arm wrestling history, really. There's Barb, there's Nancy, and there's Miss Roberts now. Those are like our 3 best. Tamara's up there too. But Barb is a total freak. Anyways, I ended up having diarrhea for 5 months straight. All the guys who have been to Afghanistan probably kind of have had similar experiences, maybe. So I was a bit of a mess while I was over there, but I was fed good, and I just trained the whole time, thinking about coming back and arm wrestling Ron. Look at all those green shirts. Look at all those Ottawa Hikers. Anthony D'Antonio down there in the crowd. This was the gathering every year. Anyways, I got back from tour. I just had a few weeks to kind of clean up. Once I got back to Canada, I got my guts sorted out. That never happened again. Now I got guts of steel. What happened was I had to go on antibiotics after I got shot over there, and my entire gut flora got completely washed out, and I was just a digestive nightmare. Anyway, enough about that. Okay, so I'm down 1-0. What a day it was for me. I trained so hard, 6 months, every day. the anticipation of this match was my sanity. Nice hit for me. And you see, I'm staying on that top roll. Ron, smooth operator, gets a bit of a kickback, regrip. I'm top rolling a little bit too much. Going for that strap still. I'm not just laying on my post and legit deep in his hand. I'm rolling over. Anyways, strap. So I'm happy about that. And this is the first time that I've pulled Ron back. So it's a bit of a learning experience because Ron is really quite a unique arm wrestler. So I remember thinking I still have more steam to take out of him. Ron Bath, I always felt like he was kind of the guy. I held, and I still do, hold Ron in such high esteem in the arm wrestling world. The guy was, you know, right up on top of the arm wrestling world forever. Forever. Still is. And you see, even with Ron going early now, his wrist is quite compromised, which is great. I like it if the hand goes first and then you can follow up with the shoulder after. A little bit more efficient that way. Especially in a super match where it's all about 3 rounds, 3 strikes. So you got a bit of room to play with. There we go, and we're off, and I'm just so close. Oh, man. And that's okay. So again, I feel that shoulder, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm just going to pump that hand as much as I can. Pump that hand, hit it, and hit it, and hit it. I'm not thinking about committing yet. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just going to stay on his hand as long as I can until I... Right. And so I fouled on that one because it's starting to get a bit lower than I wanted. Yeah, it was elbow. It was elbow. I elbow fouled on purpose to get the restart. But now I'm starting to feel it. Now I've got... And this was on purpose. This was like... I had a plan. I was going to get a Nike sponsorship. I was like, arm wrestling's big enough now. I'm halfway through the match. I'm going to take off my team shirt. I'm going to have my Nike t-shirt on. They're going to see it. And I'm not going to have any worries after that. Nike didn't get back to me. Anyways, yeah, so I remember thinking now, it's time. It's time to test your frame. Yeah, scary. Every time that you do this in the sport of arm wrestling, it's a little bit interesting. You know, when you are bringing that shoulder forward against a really good opponent. Yeah, you basically really gotta commit. You gotta think. You gotta have a lot of faith in your structure when you start to bring that shoulder forward. But this match, Ron did that. Round 1, and now mostly all the way through this round as well. Ron has been bringing that shoulder forward. But this is the first one where I'm going to contest that. There you go. You see, I've brought my shoulder forward. And that was the beginning of the end. That switch, because I then realized that he didn't have enough hand anymore after me bleeding him the first round and a bit, to a point where I could get a little position and then start to get my bone line better. I remember they were upset. They were upset because it's Big Mike right there. They were a little bit upset because they thought my shoulder was too close to my hand. The rule is that your body is not allowed to come in contact with the competing hand. It was close, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It's not what happened. My hair was really good that day. All right, so it's 1-1 right now. I remember. These all go to straps. They all go to straps because I've realized I can beat him in the strap. I've realized I got his number in a strap, and I'm like, I'm not holding on. I'm not. Welcome to professional arm wrestling. Yeah. People complain about different rule systems. It's very hard to prevent strap arm wrestling from happening. Very, very hard. Yeah. Not really establishing height. Ron's post is really good. I just wanted to get that roll going. Yeah, I know I've got him kind of gassed.
Is this the best super match we've seen in a long time? And is this the Mike Gould Classic? And is this, take a look at the crowd, is this the hottest fucking crowd you've seen? How many tournaments do you get this here going on?
Mike Gould Classic. Oh, man, this always freaks me out. Get that national anthem going. I'm like, oh, as if I didn't have enough pressure already. Killing me. Killing me. Killing me right now. All right, okay. And we're ready to go here. Same strategy. If it's working, do it again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I've got his hand, and now I've got his shoulder. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And we're off. A little bit on the hand, and I'm in. Same deal. They're worried about that hand coming in contact with the shoulder. Ron doesn't like to lose. No biggie. No biggie. It's getting close. I'm starting to get confident now. I've got the formula figured out. The coolest thing about this match for me, actually, is what happened after the match was done. One of the most unique feelings, sensations that I ever had in my entire life. I feel like something came out of me. So keep in mind, like, I did have a 6-month tour that was, it was above average in stress. And I put all my spare time in that tour into thinking about this match. I was sick. I'd been injured because of my brother. It was a special thing that happened afterwards. It's like all that somehow got pushed into this match for me. And it came out. It came out afterwards. Anyways, so this is match number 4. I'm now up 2-1. I remember, okay, I've got it solved. Not changing anything. Got his hand beat. Got his shoulder beat. In the strap. Not scared of the strap. He can hold on to me if he wants, but I am not posting out. I'm rolling hard. Already solved. Already solved. But I'll tell you, this match was ridiculously close. The entire time that this match was happening, I remember thinking, I can win this, I can lose this. The reason why I love this match so much is because I felt like I won the match in the match itself. I felt like I was able to make the adjustments, and in the battle, in the match itself is where I won it, which is a special feeling, and that's why I'm really proud of this one. Yeah, and it really, this one gave me international kind of pedigree, I guess. Before this, I had beaten a lot of the very best arm wrestlers. There's Joe, Mike's brother.
Devin's gonna win this one right here.
I'd beaten all the Canadians, but internationally, until you start beating Americans, it's, nobody really cares. Yeah. So this is it. This is match number 4. That's it. Cracked. And have you ever seen somebody so happy about being the number 3? I was pretty pleased. I was really pleased to be number 3 in North America at that time. Big accomplishment for me. Anyways, what happened after this? I remember I went and sat down in a chair, and I was like, I've done it. I did what I set out to do, and from the center of my spine, boom, like fire, ripped through my body. It ripped upwards, and it ripped downwards, tore through my whole body. This sensation of almost explosive burning only lasted for an instant, but it was probably the most powerful sensation I've felt in my life. Just tore through me. I've never felt anything like it before or after. I was sore for months afterwards. Not from the match, but I feel like from that experience. Really wild. Anyways, I don't know what it was. I think it had something to do with the tour and all the work that I put into it and how much it meant to me.
Jan sometimes visits her neighbor Paul. Paul and
Yeah.
Jan both
Hey,
have
Paul.
the COVID
Hey,
alert.
Jen.
When Paul
Oh,
tested
no,
positive,
COVID.
he entered a
Hate that stuff.
You know,
Anyways, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Favorite match of my career. More meaningful to me than when I won my world titles in the left and the right. More meaningful than when I won hammers and lots of money. There was something special about this match for me. Where I placed Ron Bath, and I felt like this was the match where I kind of made it. This was the match where I kind of stepped into that world that I'd been chasing forever. Anyways, wish you guys all the best. Hope you're having a great day. Big thanks to everybody who captured this match. Massive thanks to Mike Gould Big thanks to Ron, and big thanks to everybody who supported me on this journey.
On the defensive side for the fall first, so I'm not sure I found myself too many times.
What should Devon look at next? Who would be a good next matchup?
We're just gonna get things. I don't know. Myself, I know he pulled Travis just last year. And that's really who's left.